Do you want me to hold
No.
this? Okay, you hold it.
What's the best part about being back?
Honestly, the best part about being back is I get a free redo from last year. You know, like I'm pretty sure everybody knows how my season ended last year, so it was kind of rough. But it's a new opportunity, and anytime you get an opportunity at something like basketball, you take it. You know.
How tough was it to watch your team make a run like that from the sideline?
I mean, it's a double-edged sword because you want to be a part of it. You want to feel like you're a part of it. But not playing, it opened my eyes. You know, sometimes you got to be happy for others, and I was generally happy that we made a run. And yeah, that's all really I can say about that.
So maybe get you kind of hungry to do something similar this year.
Oh, for sure. I mean, exactly. I want to put my imprint on the team and, as best as I can, and help the team get to even a higher stage than we did last year.
Everybody's been talking about kind of how connected this team is off the court. What do you see from that?
I definitely think we're connected off the court. I mean, we hang around each other a lot. We spend time with each other, just hanging out, watching basketball, and doing all types of things that college students do. And we have fun and we're safe, and we get to know each other. So when we're out here on the court, we have chemistry, like mentally with each other, so we know how to get to our spots and execute and stuff. So
how different is that from last year?
I wouldn't say it's that much different. I feel like we didn't connect as early as we did like last year. I feel like we may have connected a little later throughout the season, but I feel like the connectiveness is there like earlier on before the season starts. So that's a good sign for this team.
When did you feel back to 100%, Keith?
Ooh. That's a great question. 100%, I would probably say like early fall, like early September, like around there is where I was like, okay, like I can get to my spots and I can play defense and guard and do all these types of things that I used to bring to the team last year, and effort plays and that type of stuff. So I would say early September.
What was the hardest part of the recovery?
The hardest part of the recovery was just staying mentally sharp, because as I was going through the recovery, like as you pointed out, like we made a run, and like you're trying to stay focused on like your rehab, and then there's other stuff going on around you, but just mentally like staying focused and staying locked in and taking it day by day, because it's easy to see ahead and try to like skip steps, but I thought me and Clay, we did a good job of just taking it day by day, and here we are now. Time flies. So
was there any mental barrier to guys talk about, like, if you have a knee injury, talking about feeling confidence in the knee? Is there a mental barrier when it was just a freak thing that happened?
Right. Yeah.
It wasn't like you tore a ligament and something like that. It was just different. So is there a mental barrier to that, or are you just able to chalk it up to
is there right now? No, I feel like I'm not scared to do any like moves or anything like that. But when I first started playing 100%, like that's natural, like you're back from injury, and like you're kind of counting your steps, you're making sure you're not doing, but now I'm confident in myself, and I should be fine.
What did you take away from the Nevada scrimmage for yourself
Nevada,
personally, for the group?
I'll go with the group first. I thought we were a little like undisciplined in terms of like our rebounding effort. I thought Nevada kind of popped us a little bit, but we definitely did a good job like forcing turnovers against Nevada. I think that'll be our identity, is like really our defensive side of the ball, like being able to guard people and make them turn the ball over, because we have the guards and we have the guys that are capable of doing that. But yeah, to answer your question, Nevada was really like, I thought our effort on the glass wasn't as good as it should have been.
What was your biggest takeaway from the time that you were sidelined and just watching the team play out there?
My biggest takeaway was that, that's a good question. I think just like March is all about like making a run, honestly. Like anything could happen, because we were really in, I don't want to say the doghouse, but we were really like, it was tough for us. Like we had to win out in the Pac-12 in the Pac-12 tournament to make it. and just seeing like just one run can like change the whole outcome of like an outlook of a season. Like before that, we could have said, oh, it wasn't as good a season as we should have had, but the guys really connected and we bought in to what the coaches were saying, and we made it happen. So all we gotta do is make a run, and it can happen.
You said you felt like you guys were a little undisciplined in that Nevada game.
Yeah.
What do you feel like the buy-in is with this team right now?
I think the effort is there from our group. The effort is there. It's just that the consistency, and that's really what like the beginning of the season of training camp is for. It's just build those habits. So like, sure, it won't be perfect in November and all that, but if you build those habits, it'll come through in like January, February. If you keep chopping wood, as I like to say, like you will eventually see the results. And we always talk about not like letting an opponent like not making an example of us, but you know, like I don't want to lose to UC Riverside, for us to be like, okay, we gotta do this. You know what I mean? So like just building these habits like now in training camp is, I think, our biggest thing.
How do you feel about the depth of this group, Key? I've been here for a couple of years and just seeing, like, all right, last year was mainly due to injury. I mean, I don't think it was not a team that didn't lack depth. It was just so many of you guys were hurt. But what do you think of the depth of this group compared to the past couple of years?
Oh, great. I mean, this is honestly my first year that I've been here where we've had a lot of guys for practice. Like, just even, like, training camp practices. Like, we've had, like, 10, 11 guys. Like, we got people ready to play, like, every day at practice. So like, I mean, it's good, competitive. Like everybody's you gotta fight for your minutes. You gotta compete every day. You gotta bring it every day, or else, you know, like the coaches watch the film, and you know, so that's what sports is all about. Team sports is competing and making each other better. Iron sharpens iron. So I think that's what this team is all about.
How different is it to have so many like veterans on this team, and in what ways does that experience show?
Definitely in the leadership. I mean, when you look at this team, like we have a lot of guys from the Pac-12, like Brandon and TJ and I, and you know, all the guys that we had last year. Even our sophomores or our freshmen from last year, now they have experience and they've been on the big stage. So our experience should really show, to answer your question, like in our talk, our leadership, just our attention to details. And I think we'll be fine in that department.
That's good.
Thanks.
Thanks, Keith. Appreciate you.